welcome. So just find that place where you can adjust a little bit from where you were a few moments ago and bring in a nice cleansing inhale through your nostrils if you can do that. And a letting go breath out through the mouth. Maybe a little sigh. And I'm going to let you just take some breaths, however it's most comfortable for you. Could be nostril breathing. Maybe you're a little stuffed up and you just need to breathe in and out through your mouth. Good. And take a moment as you're breathing. Just tune in to this moment. We're going to do a little bit of noticing in a moment, but right now, just tune into yourself, this beautiful space that you call your home or wherever you're at right now. Take in another nice deep breath if you can, and breathe in the awareness of your higher self, your angels, your spirit, anything that perhaps is greater than just your humanness. Could be love. Good. Now, with this centering moment, take a moment to just tune in and scan your physical body. Just scan and notice maybe how your muscles feel. Maybe there's parts that are more relaxed. Maybe there's parts that feel more tension. Just notice and continue to breathe. Even noticing the length or depth of your breath is part of your physical form. Just notice and then move that awareness into your mental or your thoughts. Just notice, what are you thinking? What's happening in your brain? Is there space between your thoughts? Are you trying to slow down your thoughts? Are you not even able to notice your thoughts? Just be aware. Good. And then with your next breath, bring your awareness or your attention with the emotional aspect of you. How are you feeling? If you can tune into maybe a few feelings again to bring them to the forefront of your mind. Not to judge, but just to be aware of. They're part of you. And then with your next breath, be aware of your energetic self, whatever that might mean to you. Just bring attention to this. What does that mean? What does that feel like? What's happening? Good. And then once again, with a breath, bring yourself into this moment, knowing that this is for you, this time that you have gifted yourself with, your full attention in this. And if there's things that you don't like or things that are coming up or you feel like you need to leave or whatever, that's fine. Honor that. Be aware of that. Maybe notice, why would that be? And when you're ready, feel free to just kind of move your chin a little bit, maybe your shoulders, your wiggle your fingers and toes, just bring a little bit of energy into your body. And you can open your eyes. And I want you to take a few moments to light your candle, set your intention for what you would like this evening, and just take a moment to journal on what you noticed, what you became aware of in that moment that we took together. All right, another moment. So any of these may come up. Maybe your mind, you want to explore having more neutral mind. Maybe that will be your practice this evening, or maybe just embracing all of your energy, expanding your spacious body, extending your emotions rather than suppressing or shoving them away or something. So just let that be maybe what arises. And the theme for tonight is coming from this place of awareness, acceptance, acknowledgement, and being in at peace with that. So often it's challenging for us to care for ourselves because our thoughts are going crazy and we're not accepting what's going on, or we're not embracing all of the energetic field that's available to us, like prayer and angels and whatever that expanded energy could be for you, and or embracing that, and then even expanding your body. So we're going to do movement and some stretching and so on. And so if there's a place in your body that feels tight, it probably wants to be expanded or stretched. So honor that and allow yourself to take care of yourself in that way. And the other is to extend all of your emotions, be aware of them, and just play with perhaps acknowledging them without having to swim down the emotional current. So, those are just a couple of suggestions as far as accepting. Because when you go into the restorative poses, they feel really good sometimes, or there could be some trapped emotions, or maybe there's some tightness in your hips or something. So just be aware that things will arise, and the poses have the wisdom and the ability to help for healing, acceptance, presence, peace, all of these different things. So that is what we are going to be exploring. So let me show you the poses we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing, and I don't know why that little word got still in there. This is Baddha, but it's reclining. And she is laying, let me just quickly turn off the music or turn it down. As lovely as it is.
I'm not hearing music.
I don't hear any music either.
You don't hear any music?
No,
oh, that's hilarious. No. Thanks for telling me. So can you see the slide?
Your voice is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It flows like music.
Well, thank you. And you all can see the slide?
Yeah.
We just lost the slide.
Yeah, not now.
I see no slide.
Can you see it now? No. Let me do this. I'm going to start over. Here we go. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Jean? Okay, excellent. Thank you. So the words internal hip rotation, that's for the next slide. So disregard that. Reclining cobbler or Baddha, there's a couple different ways I'm going to suggest that you get into this pose. I'm going to show you the internal hip rotation too. And then you'll be able to take your laptops or phones or whatever, and you'll be able to go to where you want to do this. So she's completely flat. But what I'm going to suggest is that you go into either putting a blanket or a bolster underneath the thoracic part of your spine, which is this part of the spine that actually wants to curve and hunch you over. So I would suggest almost like a T formation. And it's going to also, the blanket or bolster, which you can fold up, roll up, whatever you'd like to do, it will be just where, kind of like where if you wear a bra, it would be kind of in that area. And you may even want to adjust so that your arms are above that bolster, and then they have a place to lay. If the bolster or the blanket is too much in line with your shoulders and your shoulder blades, one, it won't be comfortable for the heart opening, but also there's nowhere to put your arms. So that would be one suggestion. Or you can lay completely flat like she is. The blocks that you see that are underneath her knees, you could use blocks, but what I like to do is and I'm going to show you this once we turn off the slides. I like to fold up blankets and make them kind of stacked, maybe about 4 to 5 inches, and I tuck them way underneath my thighs, pretty much close to where the buttock starts to happen. You don't even have to have bolsters or blankets or blocks under your legs, but it really does help. And then also there is a scarf if you want to tie it. I'm going to show you to do that. She has one hand on her heart center, one hand on her solar plexus, or moving into the 4th the second chakra, but mostly in that solar plexus abdomen area. You can do that too, or you can stretch your arms out into a T position. You can also lay a blanket over your pelvis, which I really love too, because that little bit of weight feels really nice in that abdomen, solar plexus, pelvis area. And then you can put something over your eyes if you have an eye pillow, and you can do whatever you want with your arms and hands. If you want, you can put eye pillows in the palms of your hands if your palms are facing up. So I'm going to guide you through this once we get there. Once we come out of it, you're going to move into an internal hip rotation. So your legs have been opened the opposite direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to just collapse the knees in together, and that will allow the hips to start to internally rotate, which is also important. We always think of opening the hips, but internal rotation is super important as well. And you're going to open your feet wider so that you have a place for your knees to start to do a little kind of windshield wiper blades movement, if you would. Some people can roll their hip all the way in and their knee can come down kind of in the center line of the body. Yours may not. So you just have to find what feels good for you. And then again, you'll kind of switch. And I'm going to guide you in some other stretching as well. So that is the restorative poses. Does anybody have any questions or doesn't quite understand or needs more clarity? You're all on mute and off video, so I'm like, oh, they're already in it. You're already there. All right. If you want to come off, is everybody good, or does anybody have any questions?
It sounds good. Sounds juicy and wonderful.
Oh, God. Thank you. Thanks, Jean. All right. So I am going to also come down to the ground and guide you through this. So you can always peek at me if you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, and you're more visual. But I will make it as auditory as possible. So all you have to do is just listen to my voice, and thank you for the compliment. So before you just go down to the ground, you may want to just do a few spinal rolls, where you just kind of roll up and down the spine, curving the back. You know, or you could just walk your hands down your legs and ease down to the ground, or maybe you're on your bed. So I fold my blanket so it's pretty thick, and there's going to be one under each of the thighs once you get into the cobbler. So get the blankets in position, if you will, or at least folded so that you can at least tuck them in once you get into position. Then your bolster or a rolled up towel or a blanket or something is going to go perpendicular, again, kind of in that where you would imagine the bra line or the thoracic spine, if you want, but it's not necessary. You might even find that you get into a restorative pose and then you're like, oh, you know what? I need to come out of it and do something different. So know that you can always adjust as you need to throughout. So with your knees bent, pointing up to the sky, and the blanket's kind of tucked right at the top of the thigh, kind of on the sides, you're just going to roll down. You might want to, again, have your eye pillows handy, maybe that blanket that's going to go over your pelvis, or a sandbag, something kind of heavy. And then once you roll down, you can use your hands to kind of tuck in those blankets a little bit more. Put the soles of your feet together. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, if you want to put a pillow under your head, you can do that as well. In fact, that might be more comfortable for some people. So then let your knees open up, bring the soles of your feet together. Make sure your arms are above the blanket if you have one under your thoracic spine. And then let your head rest down, or get a pillow if you need to. And I'm going to let you get a little bit adjusted. Sometimes when you lay down, you find that you need to like tuck the blankets in a little bit more. Sometimes when you get all settled in, you realize, oh, if I just had a pillow, or if I just had something over my tummy to make me feel a little bit more safe and secure. It's nice to go ahead and ease out of it now and make yourself even more comfortable than you initially thought. And then go into this restorative pose. We're going to be here for about 10 to 15 minutes, which may go quickly for you, or it may feel like you need to adjust. Maybe you're kind of restless. So again, you take care of yourself. When it's time to come out, I'll ring the chime. So make sure that you're good and comfortable. Make those adjustments. Find where you want to rest your hands and arms. Maybe they extend out. Maybe they rest over your heart, your tummy. It should start to feel good to relax your thighs into those blankets. And maybe they're too high, or maybe they're not high enough, and your legs, your hips need more or less. If I was there, I would come over and take care of you and cover you up and get any props you needed. Just kind of got to do that by yourself right now, for yourself. Now, to ease you in a little bit more, I'm going to read a little poem to you. And then I'm going to let you just be in your own space. Maybe there was something that you wrote down, something that you need. Maybe it's just expanding or embracing or exploring. Maybe you can just be in this moment and accept. Continue to breathe and adjust if you need to. Some nights you feel like there are 1,000 galaxies exploring in every inch of you, and you are burning too bright to ever be looked at directly. And some nights you feel impossibly small, like your whole body could slip through spaces between atoms and never reappear in this world again. And some nights you will feel like a paper doll, carefully crafted and easily blown away, fragile, too delicate to ever be touched. And some nights you will feel like each cell in your body is made of the strength that builds the whole planet together. And that is okay, because you are made of stardust and minuscule atoms and breakable bones and the building blocks of everything in the universe. And you are too alive to never feel anything more than human. Take a breath. And enjoy. Keep receiving. Maybe take a nice deep breath. Just be accepting, letting go, and just accepting right now, right here. Very slowly, maybe just roll your head from side to side, feeling the pressure, a little bit of touch on your scalp. And then very slowly, just bring your knees towards one another. And just rock your knees a little bit from side to side. Feel your feet roll. Feel the textures on your feet as you roll them. You can keep the blankets there, or you can slide them away. If you feel like you need to roll a little bit to one side and take the blanket or bolster out from underneath your back, you can do that. Feel the sacrum, the hips, the buttocks, maybe even the lower back, moving against the bed, the floor, the earth. Breathing in and breathing out. Oh, feels so good. And then when your back feels comfortable, allow your feet to widen and your knees to fall into one another. And again, you can let your hands rest on heart and abdomen, or wherever they're most comfortable. Maybe both hands on your heart, maybe around your scalp. You could give yourself even a little scalp massage. Or maybe there's a little area of your hip that needs a little massage. every cell in your body is receiving a message of healing, and that you care, and that you appreciate this body. Don't wish that you ever had anybody else's body or life. Your life, your body is your gift right now, accepting. And then when you're ready, with your feet still wide, let one knee just point up to the sky as you easily drop in the other knee towards the center line of your body. And again, if there's any discomfort or adjustments you need to make, go ahead and do that. We're not really using any props, so gravity is a prop. Your breath is a prop. The earth or what you're on is a prop. So when you're ready, inhale and float that knee back up, and exhale and let the other knee fall in. You might slide your foot out a little bit further. Maybe that feels better. So that knee is in line with the center of your body. Nice deep breath in. Good, letting go. Slowly as you inhale, bring that knee up and let the other knee fall in as it did earlier. And maybe it goes a little further with gravity's help. Or maybe scoot your foot out a little bit further. Maybe your other foot could rest on the top of the other thigh. That's intense, so just be mindful. Take another nice deep breath here. You might feel it in your psoas, your solar plexus even. And then when you inhale, gently, slowly bring that knee up. Maybe take a breath before the other knee goes down, just feeling centered, still. And then when you're ready, let that other leg flow down. Adjust the foot, the leg. You could always turn your head. Nice deep breath. Fill up that whole front of the thigh, the hip flexor. Emotions can easily get trapped in our hips, especially for women. So use this to let go and breathe in healing light. And we're going to do this again. So when you're ready, inhale, float that knee up, take your time. All those little micro adjustments. Maybe pause. Life with pauses. Life with pauses. Before we move into the next thing, a little pause is nice. And then when you're ready, as you drop that knee, you might find that the other knee also wants to flow down. So both knees are pointing in the same direction, perhaps. Or maybe that one knee is still pointing to the sky and the other knee is down. Now, if you'd like, you could stretch that whole side of your body. If your arm wants to float alongside your head, Just another idea. What happens if you breathe into that whole side, expanding emotions, energy, thoughts, body. And it's your choice of when you want to come out of it, how you want to ease from that, pausing again in the middle. So often we just rush from one thing to the next, to the next. So pausing, and then you'll know when you're ready to go to the other side. You'll know when you want to stretch your arm up, if you even do. It's all about trusting yourself, listening, trusting yourself, listening to yourself. Honoring and taking care of yourself. So simple. It's not that hard. It's easy as a breath. It might be foreign, but it's very simple. So for the next few moments, just let yourself kind of move your knees, or maybe stretch your body long, or maybe there's a favorite stretch, or maybe your body's calling for you to move a certain way. Let yourself have your own creative choreography. Maybe just rest. You don't have to move. You've probably done enough stretches in your life, in an exercise class or a yoga class, that you probably just can recall, or maybe you just want to roll your ankles, or again, maybe there's a favorite movement, or maybe your body is calling for you to do something. And you naturally, just like a cat, a dog, an animal, you just kind of move. You could even change position. You don't have to stay on your back. Maybe there's more of just holding. Maybe there's some movement. All the while breathing nice and even. Now, if you can take whatever you're doing and use this beautiful mind of yours, use this mind to send love and blessings and gratitude to whatever part of your body you're kind of feeling right now, the stretch or the movement. Love, blessings, and gratitude. Focusing your mind as you breathe. And what is it about love, blessings, and gratitude to this part of your body? Why do you appreciate this body? Maybe you find yourself massaging your foot or a part of your body, some TLC, a little extra tender loving care. And whenever you're ready, if you want, you can move into a different stretch, movement, pose, massage, and send that part of you love, blessings, and gratitude. What is it about this that you love, that you could send blessings to, that you appreciate? Why? What is it about this? This leg, this foot, this heart, this breath, this brain, that you're sending love, blessings, and gratitude to? Take a few more moments, maybe a different stretch. Maybe your body wants to be playful and you move around a little bit. Maybe it wants to be still and just rest. Sundays used to be all about that, a day of rest, or sundown on the Sabbath on Friday night. Give yourself permission to embrace and love and explore this body, this life, this moment. And very gradually, I'm just going to give you a moment to find a place where you can daydream about the next week or so. So you could stay on your back. You could come to a seated position. You don't need to see me. You can just listen again. But find a place where you can be still. Maybe it's just rolling over and being on your tummy. Maybe you want to sit back into a chair. So once you get into a comfortable position, go ahead and do any little last minute adjustments. Maybe you want to put a blanket over you. Maybe you just need to move your neck and head a little bit. Maybe you need to make some sounds. So just adjust into this new position that you're going to sit in for a moment. And now you get to have your brain do what it likes to do. It likes to think. It has a purpose. So go ahead and in the forefront of your mind, kind of like you're watching a movie, bring to mind everything that you know that's going to be happening this next week, or there might be things that pop in much further out, or maybe you're not really sure of the timeline, or maybe this thing happened and then this pops into your mind, and then, oh yeah, I've got that appointment, and I'm kind of nervous about that meeting, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. Just let your mind kind of go through all the things throughout the week. See what you can recall that you know. And while you're doing this, become an observer. Like, again, you're watching that movie and you're seeing yourself having all of these different experiences, maybe planned, maybe some of them you don't know quite the outcome. Just watch this movie for a moment. Now take a nice deep breath in and just choose one thing that came up in this experience. And with something that you choose, just one thing, see it unfolding on that stage or on that being projected on the screen, with you experiencing it as you would really love it to be. Like the energy and the essence and the thoughts and the, had plenty of sleep and everybody is, in harmony with one another, and just like watch yourself seeing this unfolding with this beautiful essence that you've created in this past hour. Now come back to how you feel right now from all the stretching, the restoration, the letting go, all of that. Just be aware of how you feel and infuse your one experience that brought to mind or your whole week, like you're putting a blanket or a light in and around and through all of these experiences, or even just the one that you selected. Take a nice deep breath, and you may not see it, you may just feel it. It may come from your heart, it may just feel your energy, it may be the intentions of your thoughts. It could be that your body feels really good and you can bring that good feeling of your physical being into your everyday life. Just kind of start to notice, what is it about you, who you are, and who you've become just from this moment, these past moments. that moves with you into your future, even if it's just a meeting that you have scheduled tomorrow. And can you identify it? Can you find a word or a color or an essence or a symbol? Maybe it's your intention that all will go well, or as it everything works out. Maybe it's a clear mind that you're feeling and aware of that you can bring with you. Clarity. Maybe your body feels spacious and you can float through your week and you see in clouds in your mind. Maybe it's a sense of your spiritual letting go, surrendering, trusting, turning things over to the higher good. What does that look like? What's that word or feeling that you can take with you? You can stay here as long as you'd like. If you want to journal or make note of anything, you can do that. Or you can just simply send love, blessings, and gratitude into your whole week, everyone that you will encounter, whether you know them now or not, the unexpected, love, blessings, and gratitude, and the expected. Now, if you want to have another little assignment, just think of what other ways this week will you be able to incorporate some expansion of your body, more spaciousness. Maybe there's some floating that you can do. Maybe the stretching felt really good. Maybe the spaciousness in your body can just be out in nature, opening your arms and spinning around like when you were 6 years old. Or maybe exploring the emptiness in your mind. Maybe you can give yourself more of that this week. How would that be possible? Maybe it's just little ribbons tied on your doorknobs and steering wheels and places where you can just be, take a breath and I'll empty out my mind. Or maybe your self-care with embracing your energy is that tuning in to your guides, your spirit, your angels, all that loves you so much and accepts you no matter what. Or finally, maybe extending your emotions. Maybe let yourself express your emotions in safe ways, but certainly not constructive. So look at your calendar if you want, or maybe you already have some things they're already part of your rituals, or maybe you want to start to build some rituals in. It's nice to actually put something on your calendar, even if it's just a little daily reminder. Maybe it's going to bed a little earlier. Maybe it's getting outside more. Maybe it's buying yourself flowers this week. Maybe it's, I don't know. I mean, just kind of look at what could you actually write down and give yourself and show yourself that you love and appreciate yourself. I took a nap earlier today, and there was everything in my mind that was like, no, I got this to do. No, I probably should go and I was like, no, I want a nap. So it wasn't scheduled, but it was a way of honoring myself. So how can you honor yourself? At least this week until we get together again. And I am going to turn off the recording. So thank you, and then we can open it up.